All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS slate. My name is Polzin with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be touching on this 4-game slate. Going to be touching on the top plays for this 4-game slate. Now, yes, it is a 4-game slate. It is one in which I would say there's a lack of value, which makes the slate a lot more difficult. Okay, so we'll go through it for you guys. Do want to just say yesterday, guys, darn it. I wish I would have just flipped. I know I said, yes, the core plays. I'm saying they're core plays for content purposes. The others receiving votes are just as good a plays, but I really just would have wished I flipped the others receiving votes to the core plays, because then you would have had Jalen Brunson, Trey Jones, Josh Richardson, which I hate calling out obvious plays on the slate, so that's why I didn't call out him. And then Lauri Markkanen as well. If I had just done that, I set people up a lot better yesterday than having them as others receiving votes. I know I warned you guys that yes, I was doing the core play section for just core plays. It was an off night for that part of the content. I apologize. It happens. It's NBA DFS. We're putting out a ton of content each and every slate. We're bound to have really awesome slates like we did the first 2 days. And then yesterday for the core play section, we're bound to miss sometimes. It just happens. Okay, it was a huge 10-game slate. Whatever, it happens. This game or this slate, I will be touching on kind of the same process. There are a few players, others receiving votes that are okay plays, but I will say the core plays that I'm on this slate, I like a little bit more, but I will warn you, it is much more trying to chase a game, trying to chase the upside of that game as well. And you guys will figure that out here shortly. I did ask you guys if you wanted an NBA DFS lineup optimizer. I think I'm going to do it. Okay, I think so. Whether that be available tonight or on Monday of next week, we will see. I do believe I'm going to do it, at least test it out for the first month. So once I confirm that with you guys, make sure to jump in there and get that. It will be $10 a month still for the 9 to 5 membership. That'll give you access to the PGA, all the content for PGA, the premium content for PGA, one of the top databases in golf, and then the NFL cheat sheet, as well as NFL DFS lineup optimizer for DraftKings, and then the NBA DFS cheat sheet, as well as the DraftKings lineup optimizer as well. Okay, but I'll let you guys know that for sure. Once again, if you guys enjoy this coverage, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into the picks for today. All right, so I do want to give you guys those honorable mention plays that I typically always do. Players that I think are going to be okay, good enough plays, especially on this slate. So, man, I do think it's someone you can roll with, should get around 30 minutes in this one. Did have a lot of shot attempts in the last game, and that's the one thing I'm really focusing on is the shot attempts that he had. 24 shot attempts, okay? If we can just get him to about 18 or so, which would still be an increase from what he previously was getting, then he should be a solid 25 to 30 DK point play. Obviously not someone that should break the slate, but I guess there is that possibility that he could. Sticking with that same game, if we get news that Aaron Wiggins is going to be starting in this one, or at least we know that he's going to be getting around 25 minutes like he has gotten the last 2 games, I am perfectly fine with taking a player that could get those minutes. This is a game or a slate in which we don't have that much value or logical value. I would say Wiggins would be the one that makes the most sense. Had 14 shot attempts last game with Giddey out. He'd be someone that you could look at as well at that guard position. Andrew Wiggins, I think, is a solid floor play. If you guys end up on Andrew Wiggins in your builds and in your player pool, I am fine with it. It does make a lot of sense. 6.9, not too high of a price point on a slate in which I just think raw points is going to be something that you want to go out of your way to get. He is someone that does make sense. All right, and now getting into the top 5 core plays. Yes, on this slate, it should be more concrete than the last slate. It's a 4-game slate. It's easier to dial in which players specifically that we should be on. Okay, so starting with number 5, it is going to be Keegan Murray. And half the reason for this play is the game. The game over and under is set at 236. So it is projected to be a higher scoring game. With a higher scoring game, more shot attempts, more possibilities for rebounds and other stats as well. So Keegan Murray's a guy that has come in and seen 33 and 38 minutes thus far. If those minutes continue to be there for him, Keegan Murray should be a very solid price point play. We've seen him get 10 and 14 shot attempts thus far. Okay, and he has been shooting a bunch of 3 balls as well. And pretty good from the 3-ball range, which is a little bit of a worry for me. 40% and 50% beyond the arc is not really sustainable for the season. Hopefully it sustains this game, because I do think at 5.5, he is someone that I'm playing for a floor play, okay? And that is what I specifically want to say is a floor play. We're hoping that he gets 30 minutes, which I think he will, and if he does, he should be able to get you around 25 to 35 DK points and be a solid price point play for you on the slate, a play that shouldn't hurt you too much. And that's going to be the case with this next play as well. So once again, trying to chase that game, I think Kevin Huerter could be a very strong strong play for you as well. And these two plays do feel somewhat risky, but also safe at the same time, because they're not players that you would see on a slate and go gung-ho with them. They're not players that you would ever really truly go out of your way to play, unless it's this specific scenario where it's a small 4-game slate. There's not a ton of quality of value plays out there. So we're kind of forced into trying to chase the high upside game and hoping that Vegas is right on that game, and hoping that these kind of secondary or other options on these teams actually have good games. Okay. He's actually shot the ball a decent amount of times, 12, 9, and 14 shot attempts, 1 for 8 from 3-point range last game. And this is kind of where I like it. Okay. Where Donovan Mitchell had a poor game shooting last night after having a bunch of solid games, where Lauri Markkanen 2 slates ago had a poor night shooting, and then he bounced back last night. Like, that's kind of where I like to target these guys that are kind of due to have a better game than what they had last game. So at 4.9, Kevin Huerter, if he just makes like 2 of those 3 balls, or two more of those 3 balls, and maybe 2 more shot attempts, like, we're getting a very solid price point play then. So I still like the fact that he scored 20 DK points. Like, yes, we want more than that. On this slate, though, in which one I don't particularly love too much, I will take 20 to, let's just say he gets really hot, maybe 40 DK points in a high scoring game. I will take that. Okay. It is risky, but you guys see the approach I'm going with. I'm targeting the best game on this slate. And then honestly, I just couldn't find any other center plays I like. So Sabonis is the one that kind of makes the most sense to me. He's someone that I think in this game should be able to get you 40 DK points. I just don't see a route in which he isn't getting a double-double pretty much. Okay, the assists should hopefully be there for him as well. I want a little bit more shot attempts, but at the very least, we should be getting a double-double out of him. Maybe only get you 35 DK points. That's kind of my worry. But in a game in which, once again, it's supposed to be a high over and under, there should be a lot of shot attempts, which should mean that there are a decent amount of rebounds available as well. And for a lack of center plays, he's kind of the one I've just been going out of my way to play. And then from there, guys, honestly, the 2 kind of obvious plays on the slate, yes, you could easily go Luka Doncic. Should be a stellar play. I don't want these videos to be me telling you to play the best players on the slate. Okay. I don't need it to be that. You guys don't need it to be that. If you can afford to pay up for Luka Doncic, do it. And same thing with Ja Morant. Now, if I'm choosing between Ja or Luka, I am going to go with Ja, just price discount wise, about $2,000 cheaper. And we've seen 3 out of his 4 games, he's kind of went off. Okay, he could go for 60, he could go for 50. We saw him go for 70 as well. All that production is in the realm of possibilities for Ja Morant. So yes, if you can afford to pay up for Ja, I would do that specifically rather than Luka. But I have been struggling to do that. Once again, there just isn't a lot of value on the slate. So I've just been going with Shai. Now, yes, Shai could potentially have a poor night shooting. That's the worries. I just had 3 pretty solid nights of shooting. Okay, so I will say eventually he's going to have a game in which he doesn't have as good of a game shooting. Now, I don't see that happening tonight against the Clippers, although, it could. So within the realm of possibilities. If it doesn't, then he should be locked into around 40 to, we can see the upside for 60 DK points. I certainly think he's a good play. So he should be a player in which does have a strong game, especially with Giddey still out. And then my top play on the slate is going to be De'Aaron Fox. Once again, just kind of given the price point. He is the cheapest of the guards that I think could easily break the slate, that could easily go for 50 DK points, like he has pretty much done all 3 straight games. Okay, going against Memphis, once again, a game in which you want to be targeting, I think is going to be a strong play. He shot the ball over 20 times per game thus far. The assists have been there. The rebounds have been there. Should be a stellar play for you on the slate. Should be 50 DK points. So really what my hope is here is that we're getting, around 50 from Shai, around 50 from Murray, and around 50 from Shai, 50 from Fox, and around 40 from Sabonis. Okay, so you're giving yourself about a 140 buffer. And then if Huerter and Murray can go for around 50 points combined as well, you're at a pretty decent floor, about 190, and then you just have to figure out where to go from there. And I guess that's the difficult part on this slate. Maybe you go with Wiggins, and then let's go with the other Wiggins as well as a value guard play. And then see, we just don't have enough salary left over. That is the issue with this slate. That is why I've been struggling to pay up for Ja Morant and whatnot. So maybe you could fade Murray, I guess, and hope to hit on one of these kind of value price point plays that I think are okay. Kenrich Williams, Baisley, with those plays, you're hoping to get 20 DK points, even 18 DK points, I would take. You're hoping that those minutes are there, 20 minutes or so, and they're able to get to around 18 to 20 DK points. Let's go Baisley, I guess. I'm really hoping up that there's some obvious value that opens up on the slate, because that would make it so much more manageable. So I'm putting Aaron Wiggins into the shooting guard spot so I can put Huerter into the forward spot. And then utility wise, let's see what we have left over. Maybe Wiseman, just getting 20 DK points. Maybe Mike Muscala has been pretty solid the last 3 games, but not playing any minutes. I guess you could think about him as a play. Maxi Kleber's kind of been a player that I think could be okay, getting over 20 minutes. You're hoping that he can get a few more rebounds and a few more buckets. It's a struggle here, guys. It really is. Yeah, honestly, I'm struggling to put someone in there. Oh gosh, I don't even want to put someone in there for you guys. You guys can hopefully we can figure out a different lineup path here. That's my hope. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. That does help out the channel a lot, which helps me be able to help you guys out a little bit more. Let's have a good slate. Let's have a better slate. Let's have a nice, safe floor slate, guys. All right, thanks for watching. As always, let's keep cashing.